Speaking of trans girls, let's get in our final topic. Let's talk about Sasha Colby, who literally was about to start off and do her tour and said that she has to take a break from performing because mama is exhausted. And no shade, but you know what? Your health is your wealth. And I'm glad that she's come out and is understanding, you know what? My body is my temple. This is what I make my money off of. And this is, in the words of Monica Beverly Hills, this is my money maker. So she has to take time for herself. And I applaud that, it's I know the fans about to be mad, but it's like you gotta prioritize your health because the worst thing you want to do is be on stage and mid performance and you pass out. There was some queen that recently came out recently that it was a horror that came out, and I think she was on Joseph Shepard's show and was talking about how like mentally she was spent, she didn't want to go out and perform, and then she had some people that worked at I forget what club it was. I think it was in the UK or whatever. And she was just like, and that's where a lot of the drag queens perform. And she was just like, they was threatening, we'll just go in and we'll tell people that, Hora don't want to come out and perform and make her look like the bad guy when it's like mentally, physically, I'm like spent. I'm done. I'm not really present. There's a lot of stuff going on in my personal life, and it's just like I can't do it. But because of the threats that the promoters went and put in, she was like, I gotta go in and I gotta comply. Now I have to face the music and I gotta go in and perform because now you're gonna make me look bad in front of all these people. So the season 15 winner of RuPaul's Drag Race announced on Sunday that she made the incredibly difficult decision to postpone the remaining 9 shows of her Strip 2 tour of North America, saying, quote, "This has been one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make. Since winning Drag Race, I've been touring. I've been going nonstop, gig after gig, city after city, saying yes and trying to make the most of every opportunity that's come my way. As a trans woman of color in this industry, I push myself relentlessly, often feeling like I need to prove that I belong here." Hold on, because I actually have the post. Let me pull that up for a second. But Sasha Colby, that's a gorgeous woman. So I just was looking at that picture a little too long. But anyway, hold on. Let me pull up this the tweet. Well, not the tweet, it's the IG post. So yeah, she said, the Strip 2 tour was a dream come true. It was a labor of love, something I poured every ounce of myself into. Every song, every number, every moment of this show meant something deeply personal to me. My team has been incredible, and performing this show for all of you has truly been one of the greatest joys of my life. But the truth is that I'm exhausted. 21 shows in 5 weeks took a much bigger toll on me than I expected, both physically and emotionally. My mind and heart are tired in ways that I can't ignore anymore. I've always tried to push through, but this time I need to listen to my body and spirit. With that, I made the incredibly difficult decision to postpone the remaining 9 shows of the tour. To everyone who bought a ticket, showed up, and supported me, please know how deeply sorry I am. This decision comes from a place of necessity, not desire. I never want to let anyone down. And people have to realize also, I'm glad that, yeah, she's taking her mental and physical health into account because, yeah, as a trans woman of color, there's not many opportunities out here for trans women of color to even have opportunities of constantly performing and things. And plus, you always hear the stories regarding Drag Race where, oh, if you don't, if you turn down gigs, whatever the case is, you have a short window to actually continue to milk that cow until they move on to the next group of queens. And then you're forgotten about, and then you lose gigs, and then the well dries up. But the fact of the matter is, Sasha Colby was that girl before she went on Drag Race. So whether or not she if she doesn't fall in that category of like some of these other girls, I want to put no names out there because I want to single girls out, the ones that really weren't the standouts of her season that were out here complaining that they couldn't get a lot of gigs or whatever the case was. So um, and then she went on to say, because I didn't know there was another part, she said, "To the 9 cities I'm missing out on, refunds are being worked out, and I promise I'll be back to make it up to you. But I need to take the time to rest, to recover, and to take care of my mental health. My chosen family keeps reminding me that this isn't about giving up. It's about choosing myself for once. It's hard to fully believe that right now, but deep down, I know they're right. I want to come back stronger, more grounded, and ready to give you the best version of me. Thank you for your endless love, your compassion, and for holding space to be human. I'll see you soon with all my love, Sasha. And I totally get it because, like I said before, when I took them 4 days off last week, and I was like, oh my God, I need to kind of do I got to do a show because, algorithm and all this other stuff, all these other things you worry about, monetization, all these other things, because you got to eat, you got to take care of yourself. It's like you don't want to let people down. You don't want to let the people that support and love what you do down, but you also don't want to let yourself down because it's like you love doing what you do and she loves what she does and like I love doing what I do and you don't want to let down the people and all that other stuff, so you continue to push and push and push and push and push, and then you end up physically emotionally exhausted, and then you can't give people 100% of yourself. And it's like, yeah, she's talking about she's been going since her season that was season 15. Now we're about to go into season 18 in the beginning of no 2026. And when you've been constantly going and you have a team of people that rely on you, so you got your team, you got to pay them. I mean, she's been out there performing. She's got, she probably has backup dancers and all this other stuff. So it's a full production that goes on with that. But as a performer, you got to take time to pace yourself. I say take a month, maybe two off, and get back at it at the beginning of 2020. Like take the rest of the year off. Really take time to prioritize. I'm hoping you got a lot of coins saved up. Take that time and think about bringing back this show in the beginning of 2026 and you know start over from that. I mean, I don't know how long you need, but for me personally, I would take off the rest of the year. Or like me, I'll be like, okay, I just need like a month and I'm good, and then let's get back into rehearsals, do whatever, and then we get back to doing a show. And plus Sasha is also, I don't know if we should bring ages, but she's a woman of a certain age. You can't be out here like, we can't keep going like we 22. But then again, you get some of these 22-year-olds that be whining after a week or two, they exhausted. So I don't even think maybe age is not even a factor this, but at the end of the day, I'm glad that you're listening to yourself. Her Strip 2 tour kicked off on September 26th at Seattle's Moore Theater, making her the first drag artist to headline a Live Nation tour. So, like when it comes to Live Nation is pretty big. And those are the promoters and stuff that's behind the whole situation. Like I had somebody trying to tell me, like questioning the ability that I work in live entertainment, which y'all know I do. And somebody was like, well, like with the whole thing with Brandy, when she came with that excuse, whatever. Well, the promoters would have, like when they stopped the show, the promoters would have. I said, first of all, this ain't no club. They come into guest services and that other stuff when they have issues, because that's who is dealing with the event at that night. Live Nation are the people that's behind, whatever it is that it is. And if y'all want refunds, you got to go through Ticketmaster and all that other stuff, or SeatGeek, whatever you using. Ain't got nothing to do with us. We're not fortunate enough to be dealing with all that stuff. You got to go deal with it through the people who you got your ticket from. We're just the venue that we provide these performers to perform in. So when people try to act like they know your job better than you, I have the cackle. So I say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story? I'm just glad that Sasha is going out and trying to get herself together and listening to her body and knowing that, you know what, take all the time you need. There was a couple of celebrities that jumped into the conversation. Shout out to Shea Coulee, who got her own issues that she's dealing with her drag children. And she recently also did an episode of Monet Exchange show. I gotta watch that one. But she said, you have been overly generous with your gifts. You are a cherished and precious jewel in the community, and we love you for all you have given us. I understand how hard it is to maintain such a demanding work schedule. We love you, Diva. Plasma jumped in the conversation saying, Mother knows best and rest is best. Love you. Satan, well, Raja basically said, sent out 4 red heart emojis. Rose sent out 3 red heart emojis. Trinity the Tuck jumped in with some heart emojis. Then there was some people that Madeline Hatter said, and that's on self-care. A couple of people, one person said, love and support always. We aren't machines. We need rest. Absolutely. Aurora Sexton said, Kate, take care of you always. Kerry Colby, her daughter, said, always prioritize your healing and your soul. I love you, mama. And Angeria, came in and said, "My niece, I love you and good for you. It's so important that we give ourselves a break. You work very hard and you deserve to rest and enjoy your time to yourself. Take care of Sasha first always so we can have you around forever." And I do agree with this. Kimmy Couture jumped in and we'll do morphine and then we're done. Oh, sorry, because Laganja jumped in the conversation. So I gotta read those. So Kimmy Couture said, "I did this last year, 2024. It was the best decision I ever made. Rest mother, the fans, the clubs, the shows is always there, but our body is a complete different story. Take care of yourself." Morphine says, "We love you, mother. You absolutely deserve it." Laganja Estranja said, "I'm so glad you're sharing this. I love you more than you know. You inspire me." Christopher Says said, "I love you." No, that's not how you say her last name. Y'all get the joke. Said, "I love you. I'm happy to hear you knew when to stop." And Phoenix said, "Hey, I'm missing you in Atlanta, but take care of yourself. Get some rest, sis." And Queen Kong, we'll stop at her, said, "Rest up, mama, love you down." So this, it's gonna keep going and going and going and going. Definitely check out her Instagram if you want to hear all of the people sending their well wishes and all that other stuff. So yeah, I want to hear from y'all. What do you guys think of this story? I mean, like I said, rest is best. So do that, and then 2026 start out, in the words of Britney Spears, stronger than yesterday. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.